There's definitely going to be some nerves, but luckily I've been playing professionally for about a decade, so...
Day 6, day 7, that fatigue just starts showing up, and it becomes an enormous factor for people. You see it on their faces, you see people melting down, you see people cracking under that pressure.
The rough thing has been all the adrenaline just keeps me awake, and I can't get a good night's sleep.
Playing a lot of hands, and yeah, it's high adrenaline.
I'm so happy to be where I'm at. I'm a little short on chips, but I'd like to keep pushing, and hopefully I can, keep outlasting everybody.
Stakes are so high, it's very important to just not let it affect you.
$10 million US. That is going to change some lives.
Extras Dolly Brunson, who wrote the book.
And there it is. Helmuth wins the championship. Ryan Reese is the world champion.
Biggest day of my life.
Welcome back to the 2014 World Series of Poker main event telecast presented by Gentleman Jack. Day 6 about to get underway. 79 players remaining, including the shortest stack, Maria Ho.
This girl, she's going to double up today. Then I'm going to run it up, and then I'm going to go to the final table. It's a lot of steps, though. I'm going to get there.
This is the day to run good. This is the day.
Day 6.
I'm taking it down.
Let's do this.
Let's go, Brazil! It's today, Brazil! Vamos!
Really, this is what a poker player dreams of. It's just so exciting.
I'm going to try to show these kids how to play the game.
Hello, everyone. Lon McCarron with Norman Chad and Kara Scott, and what is sure to be an exciting Day 6. Maria Ho, though, has work to do.
She is first and foremost a fine poker player, and secondly, a fine poker broadcaster. Boy, we have a lot in common.
On the opposite end of the chip count spectrum, the chip leader, Mark Newhouse.
If this guy makes back-to-back main event final tables, I will parachute out of a helicopter over Hoover Dam while playing bagpipes.
Matt Haugen was stacked a day ago, but the pro on Day 6, not so much.
Oh, but he's got a girlfriend, he's got a dog, and he's got a seat at the main event on Day 6. You can't complain about that.
The average stack as we start Day 6, about $2.5 million. Let's go to an outer table. Bruno Politano just flopped a set of 8s and called a bet from Max Simpf, holding just ace high. Jason Leifer is in trouble, though, since he flopped only a set of trays. Politano is the table chip leader. What a way to start Day 6. Leifer with a check raise to $310,000. And that gets rid of Simpf.
Politano, a former pharmaceutical rep, now a business owner and poker player.
The pride of Brazil. Just a call here, though. 175 more. So heads up, set over set. Turn card is the 5 of clubs. Leifer checks.
You checked? Well, I'm not going to check. I came a long way from Brazil to play. So I think I'll bet my set against your set.
How much can Politano hope to get? With the set of 8s, he bets $355,000.
Leifer works in his family's garden supplies business, 3 cashes at this World Series.
He does play a lot of poker. He has almost $93,000 in lifetime World Series earnings, and we've seen him lose a couple of tough pots to Mark Newhouse.
I assume his plan here was to check raise all in. He's got 30 big blinds left. I guess Leifer is tanking here to feign weakness. I wish I tanked a little longer on my second marriage proposal. Oh, let's see. Let's take another look. Pocket trays. Who knew?
Time.
That's Leifer's tablemate, Dan Smith, calling the clock on Leifer.
All right, sir, at this time you're on the clock. At the end of 50 seconds, I'll count backwards from 10. If I hit 0 before you bet it upon your hand will be declared dead.
Indeed, they should have called the clock on him. I don't know why Leifer's taking so long.
He says all in. And a snap call from Politano. Jason Leifer's in trouble.
Politano acted a lot quicker than Leifer did.
He did indeed. Set over set. Poker pros will tell you that's one of the most brutal beats you can take.
Politano likes to stand up and snap his fingers when he's facing a one-outer. Leifer needs the last 3 in the deck to stick around.
It's the king of clubs, and Jason Leifer is gone from the main event. Politano getting stronger.
Good run for Leifer. It lasted about 2 minutes longer than it should have.
Civil in defeat. Jason Leifer out in 79th, winning nearly $86,000. While the Brazilian amateur Bruno Politano is making a run at the overall chip lead, while Leifer's off to the payout cage.
Well, I hope they long haul Jason Leifer to the cage, as the cabbies do here in Las Vegas.
I don't speak English very well, but why you time for him?
Do you think if he has more time, he doesn't shove? Of course he was good.
After shove, no, but it's hard to say that if you don't see the card. He think it, and he had king queen, jack queen, ace queen is a hard decision.
He wasn't thinking.
No,
I can see him.
Oh, okay, it's only my opinion. Because I like to respect the game, but
yeah, I love poker. I respect the game.
Respect the game, and let's respect the time too. I don't want to play five and an hour.
Like, let's just say like you would shove the river and he was thinking. Then
no,
it's different.
I know.
Here,
after showdown, yes, but it's a long day, man. It's so.
No, it won't be a long day if every hand takes 15 minutes.
The issue of players taking too long to make decisions at the poker table isn't new, but what is new is how outspoken some pros have been about the issue. Daniel Negreanu has warned his fellow players that he will call the clock on those who abuse their decision time. Basketball has a shot clock. Football has a play clock. Does poker need one?
What do you think?
I try not to think.
And it's worked well for you. But if you did think, you'd know that, yes, poker needs a shot clock. I had hoped that sensible people would act sensibly and take a sensible amount of time to make decisions, but common sense has lost out. So now I must ask the powers that be in poker, fix the epidemic. You're on the clock.
One player who rarely takes more than a few seconds to act sits in second place right now, Mark Newhouse. Dan Smith, who called the clock on Leifer, is in 6th.
And Leaf Force is in 10th place. Apparently, I'll need to get a court order to get my guy some camera time.
Newhouse in the big blind with 10-5 off gets to see a free flop as the small blind Scott Mayen just called with ace-jack.
Mayen, 47-year-old amateur from Elk Point, South Dakota.
It is 8-4-5. Newhouse catches middle pair. Mayen stuck with ace-high. They go check. Turn card is another 5 and trips for Newhouse. And Mayen is the one reaching for chips. He bets 40,000.
Bad spot for the first timer to act like he's got a hand.
Put a bow on those chips for Mayen because that's a nice gift to Mark. Mayen drawing dead now. Mark with a raise to 105. And Mayen still in a giving mood.
Mayen, like the 20-somethings out there today, never give up on a pot.
River card now is another 8, so a full house for Newhouse as Mayen checks now.
And Mark now wondering, is it possible I can make this river bet look like a bluff?
Newhouse, a wily veteran of LA Cash games, seeking back-to-back main event final tables. 130,000 and a quick call for Mayen, and there's a full boat for Mark Newhouse.
Yeah, a quick and bad call from the amateur, and Newhouse benefits.
So Mark Newhouse is the chip leader here on day 6 with 190 big blinds.
Newhouse often gets no respect with good reason, but he should get a lot of respect with good reason. Am I making sense?
This time you are. To Maria Ho, who's all in with Jack 8 against the pocket queens of Zachary Hurst.
You don't want to triple me yet?
Late on day 5, Maria lost 2 big pots holding ace-king against ace-queen.
I've seen that beat that before.
Here is our flop and a set of queens for Hurst to all but shut the door on Maria Ho.
Maria, the last woman standing here for the second time, third person to do that. Marsha Wagner in 1993 and 97. Annie Duke in 2000 and 2003.
Yes. Let's get a sweat, people.
And there's a diamond. That's a sweat. Maria with a flush draw.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Maria looking for any diamond other than the 5.
The river card, a red ace, but it's a heart. And Maria Ho has been eliminated in the 2014 main event.
Thank you.
2007, 38th, 2014, 77th. Another fantastic main event for Maria Ho.
Maria Ho's career World Series earnings now over $1.1 million. Maria makes her exit in 77th place. The 2014 World Series of Poker is presented by Gentleman Jack, the Order of Gentlemen. And in part by the WSOP social game on Facebook and mobile. Try our new high roller tables today. Oh, the most recently departed player from the field is with Kara Scott right now.
And we've lost Maria from the main event here. This is your 8th cash this summer as well. It's obviously not the result you were looking for, but talk us through how you're feeling right now.
You know, it's a little disappointing. It's a lot disappointing. You get this far, you don't get that many opportunities to get this far, so you want to make the most of it anytime you can. So I do feel very fortunate that I've gotten very deep in the main twice. And, you know, that means that I could do it a third, a fourth, a fifth time, hopefully, and that's, you know, what I'm banking on.
Okay, we'll look forward to seeing you back here. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
There is Kyle Karanen looking to score another knockout. His pocket jacks are ahead, but with ace-10 of hearts, Gabe Paul has an overcard and a flush draw after the flop.
Paul, 24-year-old Las Vegas pro in DePaul grad. Day 6 is when Karanen led the main event in 2012. Then he finished 38th.
Straight draw on board, and Paul would be good with a chop here.
With a heart or an ace, Paul would win. With a non-heart 3 or 8, they would chop the pot.
River card is another 7. Gabe Paul's busted draw will be his demise in the end. He is knocked out of the main event.
And as he was in 2012, Kyle Karanen is a Day 6 chip leader.
Karanen with jacks up wins the last $1.8 million of Gabe Paul's chips. Paul out in 74th. The payday more than doubles his prior live earnings.
The good news for Gabe Paul is that there is talk of Zoolander 2 in 2016.
Well, we head back to the featured table now, which has a new cast of characters. Mark Newhouse is the headliner with nearly 7 million chips. To his left, Bill Cole, a 70-year-old retired bail bondsman with 10 grandkids. We're playing 8-handed at this table. Cole has the second shortest stack.
Does every grandfather in this main event have 10 grandkids? What is going on?
Cole does have a tough opponent, and Newhouse on his right.
I like the under on 10 grandkids when Mark is 70 years old.
The field nearing a guaranteed 6-figure payday. Paul just went out in 74th. Action on Newhouse. Mark with Queen 7 of spades, an early position, raises to 100,000. Bill Cole from Redondo Beach, California now, ace-10.
The oldest player still at this main event. He's been married 4 times to the same woman on and off for 32 years. I am speechless.
He calls with his 20 big blinds.
Geez, Lon, I say I'm speechless, and that's the biggest smile I've ever seen on your face.
Well, I just had a glimpse of heaven there for a moment. Action on Clayton McGuire in the big blind, 25-year-old poker pro, lives here in Las Vegas. Ace-10 also. And he will call.
3 players.
So we've got the Queen 7 against a couple of ace-10s. The flop is Jack 4 King. Broadway draws for McGuire and Cole. Newhouse missed. McGuire checks.
Mark Newhouse never met a flop he didn't like the continuation bet on.
The main event chip leader to start day 6. 160,000 from Newhouse, and Cole gives him a look.
When you're married 4 times to the same person, that shows a lot of faith in the institution of marriage and a lot of faith in that other person.
Cole will not be pushed off his draw just yet. Methodically puts out the call. McGuire gives up his ace-10.
Now, that's a good call from Cole, but it's risky because he doesn't have that many chips behind.
Turn card, Queen of Diamonds. Cole hits his straight and the nut flush draw. McGuire's wondering why he folded. A check from Newhouse.
I'm all in.
All in.
And Bill Cole shoves. Newhouse gets rid of it quickly.
Thank you. Old man celebration from Bill Cole, and I'm impressed he could pump his arm that much.
Cole collects what's owed to him by Mark Newhouse, and that's something Bill is very familiar with doing, considering his former line of work.
My brother was the largest bail bondsman in Arkansas. We formed a company in California and was in the business well over 20 years until I retired about 1.5 years ago. In most states, bail bondsmen are servant of the court, and the judge sets the bail, and we, contrary to a lot of people's beliefs, do not go put up the cash money. We write like a check, bail people out of jail as long as they show up for court each and every time that the court orders them to do so. Then we don't have any problems, and obviously when someone does not go to court, then we have a problem. We have to do one of two things. We either have to get them reinstated to the court, or we have to apprehend them and put them in jail, or we have to pay the court the full amount of the bail. Yes! Violence, very, very, very little. I didn't carry a gun. I carried 2 different stun guns. Only used the stun gun once, but we had some tussles.
I've had some tussles with Bill playing with him in L.A., and the thing is, you'd have no idea he's taking your money until he's gone.
It's no secret, guys. I'm raising every hand. I'm not going to try to hide it.
That was
didn't realize it until you
prettier
said that.
than your average napkin.
Yeah.
Ace queen for Newhouse. True to his word, he raises to 100 grand.
Set up so well this time.
So good timing for Mark. He announces he's raising every time, and there he picks up a big hand.
Now Bill Cole with a bigger hand, ace king of hearts.
You know, bad timing for Mark Lon. Announces he's raising every time, and he runs into a monster.
Cole started the hand with about 1.3 million. He announces a re-raise now to 325,000. And that induces a lot of folds. 2-time bracelet winner, Vitaly Lunkin from Russia folds. Back to Newhouse now, who re-raises Cole all in.
I call.
And there it is. Bill with a great opportunity to double through the big stack.
20 big blinds left.
Ace king, ace queen.
Go time for Bill Cole, and some pep in his step.
Mark Newhouse about to give up some chips.
Stop it.
Seems to be enjoying Cole's unbridled joy as much as he can.
I'm not celebrating. You know, I got it in good. What can I say? Living the dream, baby. Living the dream. Not many 70-year-olds that get to experience this, boys.
And at 70, Cole still just half as old as Doyle Brunson.
Ace King still ahead against the Ace Queen.
By the way, I was kidding about Texas Diley. He's only 80 or so.
Turn card now. Tray of hearts, no help to Newhouse.
Plug your ears.
Yeah. Newhouse would need a river queen to knock out Bill Cole, who is living the dream.
One card to come. Cole takes the pot.
Sweet! Yeah!
Ace King good for almost 3 million chips.
Ready, room? Yeah, baby.
Go,
give me sugars, darling. Yeah!
Newhouse takes the hit in stride.
Down to now about 4.9 million. What a nice moment for Bill Cole and his buddies, making a run here early on day 6. Living the dream, living the dream. Main event telecast presented by Gentleman Jack. One player hovering around the middle of the chip counts is Matt Waxman. He is a true poker grinder. He said he played nearly half of the 65 World Series tournaments this summer.
He has 29 World Series cashes at the age of 29. That's pretty good. One a year for his entire life. He won a World Series circuit ring in 2010 and a World Series bracelet in 2013.
Matt Waxman with pocket jacks under the gun, raising 200,000, and now Luis Velador, a 51-year-old LA poker pro, Ace King.
Definitely my type of guy, a cash pro grinder over the age of 50, and one of 2 double bracelet winners left in this main event, along with Vitaly Lunkin, as you mentioned.
Luis plays a lot with Newhouse in LA, and there's a call with his Ace King off. Folded around 2. Kyle Karanen, 9-8 suited.
If this were 30 years ago, Kyle would be Bobby Baldwin. He's got that look. Of course, it's tough to have Bobby's talent. Main event champion, poker Hall of Famer.
And with 9-8 of spades, a re-raise to 350 from Karanen. And so the action back to the jacks of Waxman.
Today was laundry day for Matt Waxman.
Well, Matt not going anywhere.
Well, Karanen posturing with the 3-bet, stuck between two big hands.
Karanen with the big stack as well, over 10 million here, and now there is the call from Waxman. Velador considering his options with ace-king.
Race.
1.2. And he's going to make it 1.2 million. That's an option.
That will get rid of the shoe clerks and crumb bums. And in this hand, the only shoe clerk and crumb bum is Kyle Karanen.
It's just a matter of when, not if, with Karanen here. He folds like he's making a big fold. Back to Waxman now with jacks.
Well, he played his jacks cautiously after Karanen's 3-bet, and now he's in a pickle. Not sure what Waxman will do here, but I give him a top 5 hair nomination for all poker players worldwide.
He does fold the pocket jacks. Luis Velador will collect that pot pre-flop with ace-king.
What are you 3-betting?
The also-rans will start grumbling at each other.
Jack 6 chips.
Well done, Luis. Back to the featured table where Mark Newhouse is hard at work trying to make the main event final table 2 years in a row. Folded to McGuire, Queen 9, and a raise to 100,000. There is Mark Newhouse. Small blind, Queen 10 of diamonds. He calls. Big blind is Bill Cole with ace jack.
I'd love to see Bill Cole put the senior citizen squeeze on these youngsters in this spot.
Cole just doubled through Newhouse a short time ago. And there's just a call.
He disappoints me.
So three-way action. McGuire, Newhouse, and Cole. The flop is 8-6 king, couple of diamonds, a flush draw for Newhouse. He checks. Ace high is the best hand here for Cole. He checks.
McGuire once was a lifeguard. I thought about that myself, but I hate getting wet.
Lucky for you, the LA River is dry if Newhouse makes the final table. McGuire bets 175, perceiving an opening with his queen high, and Newhouse comes along. Cole folds.
You just know that Newhouse, with 100% certainty, is going to end up making a flush in this hand if he sticks around to the river.
That's the way he's been running. Heads up now to the turn. 10 of spades. Newhouse pairs up. McGuire with a two-way straight draw. Mark checks again.
I'll put McGuire in the top 100 for hair. No, he's picked up a double gutter and will continue to posture.
350,000.
What is that?
350,000.
And that is a check raise to a cool $1 million. And Clayton folds. Mark Newhouse collects that pot.
Newhouse didn't need to stick around and make a flush. He sensed he had the best hand or could get McGuire to fold there with a raise.
Newhouse chipping up again. McGuire with a short stack. Earlier, we spoke to Mark about what makes the main event so special.
I'm definitely not always playing my A game. You know, this is the greatest tournament of the year. It's so many people, 2-hour levels, great structure. You get to actually play poker the whole time. A lot of tournaments, you get short very fast. There's not a lot of post-flop play. Becomes just shipping it in and flipping. And this is the one tournament of the year that, you know, all through the 7 days, you're playing real poker.
It might not always be his A game, but Mark Newhouse knows how to play real poker.
Norman, what is real poker?
Real poker is sitting down with a lot of cash at the table when every hand isn't a pre-flop shove. And I'll tell you what's not real poker, any tournament you're playing in which you final table.
Newhouse picked up a real hand here. Pocket queens, the raise to 100,000. And that gets a call from Bill Cole with 10-8 suited on the button. Any other takers? Maybe the big blind. Chris Graves with pocket nines, the second biggest stack at the table.
39-year-old software designer from Indianapolis. His nickname is Bassmaster because he used to wear a fishing hat at the table to hide his face from opponents.
And that's a re-raise with the nines to 350,000.
Newhouse normally acts rather quickly, but he's not used to having a big pre-flop hand.
What a bonus to be so good post-flop and then pick up queens here. And there is a 4-bet to $1,050,000 from Newhouse.
And I believe this pot's a little too rich now for the bail bondsman.
We saw Batman putting on his cape as Cole does fold. So back to Graves, who was a world-class bridge player at a young age.
Gosh, I didn't know anyone played bridge under the age of Bill Cole.
Yeah, right? Graves now seeing Newhouse 4-bet. How do you know when Newhouse is serious with a 4-bet? But he does manage to fold the pocket nines.
A terrific decision. Graves sticking around, dodging Newhouse's big hand.
$500,000 new chips finding their way into Mark's stack, climbing back over $6 million now. If you're looking for a roller coaster in Las Vegas, look no further than Mark Newhouse's chip stack. And now for the 4th event of the Side Action Championship.
Tonight's event goes back to the ancient Greeks at the original Caesar's Palace. Chip stacking. 100 chips will be in a plastic bag in front of each player. Players must dump the bag and stack the chips in stacks of 20. There will be 3 different colors. Fastest player wins.
I think me and Phil are the favorite in this. You've never bagged day 2, have you?
Easy, Mike.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh my God, my brain isn't working right. Nobody's good.
Seems like a lot, huh, JRB?
Never seen this many
Hey,
chips.
Poker Brat, rumor is those chips were made in Northern Europe.
Oh, knocked over my stack. I'm done, boys.
The Brat is done first. Cherry Bomber.
You're still going.
And JRB. Back to back.
But I don't have 20 in the stack. I have an illegal.
Well, then you weren't done.
You got me and you, buddy.
He still might have beat Madison.
Yeah, you still beat Mike.
A hidden chip.
Oh my God, I got one in the bag.
Phil Hellmuth, the winner of the chip stacking competition. JRB in second, Phil Locke in third. And we understand that Mike Matusow is fourth. He was last.
He's still stacking.
Wow, you started out in front, Mike.
One player who doesn't have any more chips to stack, Tony Roberto, gone in 68th.
Another day at the office for Tony Roberto.
You see the payouts right now are over $103,000.
Just give him the money. Give him the money.
Also finished for 2014, Poker Pro Brian Hastings.
Every year, someone who runs deep and deserves coverage doesn't get it. This year, it was bracelet winner Brian Hastings. Great player. Nice payday.
All right, let's get back now to the featured table where the action has been folded around to Mark Newhouse on the button. Newhouse looks down at ace-4 offsuit.
According to the Elias Sports Bureau, Newhouse raises 110% of the hands that fold around to him on the button.
Raised to 100,000. Bill Cole in the small blind. King 7 suited.
The first time Cole played poker in Las Vegas, he flew out here more than 50 years ago specifically to play Raz at the Stardust.
That was before the World Series of Poker was even here. Well, Bill not worried about playing pots against the big stack out of position. He calls. Chris Odell, the big blind folds, so we're heads up. Newhouse with the ace. Cole with the king suited. Here is the flop. 5, Jack 7. Cole grabs the advantage with middle pair.
Cole born in 1944, which is 62 years before Newhouse could make his first legal continuation bet.
Cole leading out into the pre-flop razor bets $135,000.
And when you lead out into the pre-flop razor, that's called a donk bet, named after me.
Nice to have any type of notoriety. Newhouse with the call with just ace high.
Yeah, Mark doesn't think that much of Bill's hand, so he makes one of his patented loose calls.
Six of hearts. Newhouse is open-ended. Cole, though, is still best with the pair of 7s.
Yeah, it's seemingly a safe card for Cole's 7s. I would have bet there.
He does check. Newhouse will take the free card. River card. King of diamonds. King's up now for Bill Cole. He can proceed with little worry.
Yeah, King's up feels like the absolute nuts here.
And Cole is reaching. The lavender chips are worth $100,000 each. And he'll bet 275.
275.
Jeez, Newhouse usually doesn't Hollywood, so what's he thinking about here? I guess he's wondering if he can steal this pot with a river raise to force out Cole. I doubt it.
That's the only way he's going to win the pot, is to use his big stack. Newhouse now cutting out chips. That's just a call. And King's up is going to take it.
A raise there, I could understand. A call, I cannot. I don't think that was Mark's A game.
Well, Cole will take it down. He just might be the biggest stumbling block for Newhouse to make back-to-back final tables. So Bill Cole continuing his rise at the featured table. We look at our main event update. A starting field of 6,683 down to just 63, less than 1%. $10 million to the winner. The remaining players are all guaranteed six figures.
6 bracelet winners left in the field, including Vitaly Lunkin.
Double bracelet winner Lunkin opened under the gun with jacks, raising to $105,000. Bill Cole with ace-7 suited.
As you mentioned, he lives in Redondo Beach, California, 2 miles from the beautiful Pacific Ocean. Plus, he plays golf 3 times a week. It's the good life.
Bill Cole wants to play. He makes that call. Chris Odell from the button, 8-9 of spades.
30-year-old Delaware pro. This is his 3rd cash of this World Series. Man, I would walk across the desert on my day off for those cards.
Folded to Matt Haugen in the big blind. 8-7 of clubs. He makes a point to spread awareness about inhumane treatment of animals.
Oh, that explains it.
What's that?
His affinity for the Detroit Lions.
Good point. He does make the call. 3-way action. It is King Deuce 7, a pair of 7s and a bad kicker for Haugen. He checks. Cole with a nut flush draw and pair of 7s, but Lunkin is best with the jacks.
In the offseason, Lunkin works as an auctioneer. I made that up.
He bets $205,000. And Cole with a nut flush draw and middle pair, and he will come along. And Haugen gets rid of his hand, so heads up, Cole and Lunkin.
A 40-something against a 70-something. This is real poker.
Turn card is another deuce. Lunkin with jacks up now. He checks.
Cole might think he has the best hand here, plus he's drawing to the nut flush.
Cole's betting arm has been pretty active lately. And with that draw, bets $375.
And Lunkin wondering, does the bail bondsman have a king? I know the old codger is 27 years older than I am, but does he have the king?
Lunkin kind of look like, I think he does. And gets rid of his pocket jacks, and Cole will take it.
Old man real poker. It's a winner.
Bill Cole on a roll up to nearly $3.8 million here on day 6. Time now for the right move of the night, brought to you by Gentleman Jack. And it goes to 70-year-old Bill Cole, playing like the grizzled veteran that he is, getting Vitaly Lunkin to fold the best hand as Cole's dream of a main event final table gets a little bit closer. Bill Cole did not have a king, but it did not matter. Lunkin folds, and Cole keeps marching onward. The World Series of Poker main event telecast presented by Gentleman Jack. Matt Haugen trying to stay alive. He is racing with jacks against the ace-king suited of Vitaly Lunkin.
Haugen pushed with 20 big blinds left. Lunkin doesn't have him covered by much. It's for almost all of the Russian stack.
Haugen born in Ann Arbor, Michigan. He'll be moving back there soon. Here is the flop. King, Jack, 8. A nice catch for Haugen. A set of jacks. Top pair no good for Lunkin.
Lunkin can't like it much. And Haugen can smile a bit.
Absolutely. Lunkin needing a poker paramedic. The 4 on the turn has Lunkin drawing dead, and Haugen will double up to nearly $2.2 million.
Jax wins it all.
White t-shirts are the newest craze in poker line. Turns out Daniel Coleman was a silent trendsetter.
Indeed he was. Haugen trying to rebuild his stack. Lunkin's stack is decimated. All right, so Haugen stays alive in this main event. You may recall that he was the chip leader to start day 5. Of course, it's great to have a lot of chips, but starting the day as chip leader, not a guarantee of success.
Oh, look, Phil Ivey once was the chip leader here, and he finished like 400 places behind a bail bondsman. He's dead to me.
Haugen picking up some big hands at a very opportune time. Under the gun with queens, a raise to 115,000. Cole with ace-king suited.
Bill Cole's living the dream, but ace-king suited here could be a nightmare.
His stack has been on the uptick. And with the ace-king of clubs, a re-raise to 315,000. Folded now to the big blind, Chris Graves. A couple of picture cards.
I got a $115,000 hand.
He gives them up. So back to Haugen with the queens.
Haugen started his hand with just more than 40 big blinds after doubling through Lunkin.
All in.
And he's all in with those queens.
We're living the dream, boys. I call.
Let's see how far the dream can take him. Haugen at risk.
Come on, one time. Ace, king of clubs against queens. One time.
Bill Cole waited until he was 70 to use his one time. Haugen all in, Cole in for most of his stack.
I love to see someone living the dream. Here's the flop. Jack 10 deuce. Haugen's queens are good. Cole with a Broadway draw, but Haugen has two of Cole's outs.
Matt Haugen is one cool customer.
Seaweed!
Cole more of the hot potato type.
Tray of diamonds. Haugen one card from another double up.
Cole needs an ace, king, or queen to bust Haugen.
More exciting if it comes on the river.
The river card is a 5. Haugen does it again. Ace-king suited comes up empty for Bill Cole.
Bill Cole cut down to 28 big blinds.
Haugen, though, now sits with over $4.4 million after two quick double ups. 88 big blinds put you in pretty good stead right now. It's back to the grind for Bill Cole.
World Series of flipping.
As Bill Cole's fortunes sink, Matt Haugen's fortunes rise. He is back in the game. Stay right here for more main event action on ESPN.
Come on, baby. Sweet! Yeah! Living the dream, baby. Living the dream.
That is where the remaining field hopes to be come November, the final table of the main event. Dongua is a first-timer still with a shot.
The man likes to paint, and he's got a smile on his face. What more could you ask for?
And there's Mr. Foosball, Billy Pappas with an above-average stack.
Part-time poker dealer, part-time world foosball champion.
Mark Newhouse knows well the path to the final table is fraught with danger at every step. Action on Bill Cole after Clayton McGuire opened for $100,000 with pocket sevens. Cole with 9-8 of diamonds.
Cole doesn't strike me as a suited connector type of guy. He's more of a lunch pail type of guy.
Bill Cole's going to mix it up here and makes the call. On the button, Odell folds. Graves in the small blind.
Graves' wardrobe consultant has the day off.
He folds to Matt Haugen, ace-6 suited.
Haugen with the Stanley Kowalski look. Hey, Stella!
Haugen suddenly one of the big stacks makes a call. Three-way action. McGuire best with a pocket pair. The flop is king, 9-8, 2 clubs. Bottom 2 pair for Cole. A flush draw for Haugen, and he checks. The pocket sevens no good anymore for McGuire. He checks.
I'll say this about Bill Cole. He dresses like a man who's either retired or is a 20-something wannabe.
Which one of you knuckleheads has the clubs?
I'm all in.
And he's all in. So Haugen now.
Well, Haugen knows Cole is not bluff shoving, but he also knows he's got the hand that can crush a set, or in this case, 2 pair, drawn to the nut flush. Haugen just doubled up twice. This would be for 30% of his stack.
A massive over bet by Bill Cole, almost 4 times the size of the pot.
Does Matt Haugen want to gamble?
Well, Haugen's anguish and no snap call is a little peace of mind to Cole. Haugen folds his draw. McGuire is out. Cole takes a small pot, but it's better than letting someone get there.
Yeah, Cole doesn't earn the maximum from this hand, but he doesn't risk the flush coming in. Pros and cons. Cole has dealt with both of them in his career.
Nicely done, Norman Chat. All right, let's jump to an outer table. You see one of our first timers on his feet. Scott Mahan put his short stack at risk with pocket jacks. He was called by Sean Dempsey with king queen. Dempsey committed only 10% of his stack to call.
Two amateurs here. Dempsey is an anesthesiologist. Mahan's family business with his father for years was cutting the aortic heart valves out of pigs for human transplants. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the main event.
Dempsey won a bracelet this summer. Here is the flop. It is 4-10 queen. Dempsey with a pair of queens to take the lead.
Dempsey just ripped a heart valve out of Mahan. And Dempsey's an anesthesiologist. That might be malpractice.
And a jack for Mahan. He turns a set. Dempsey open-ended. Now it's never easy.
Well, that jack should bring joy to Mahan's face. Now he needs to dodge an ace or a 9 to survive.
And he does. A 10 on the river. Mahan wins it.
My time is done.
Either one out. I have jack 10 in my hand.
Wow.
Scott Mahan was put through the ringer, but scores the double up with a full house. 930,000, 18 big blinds right now. Dempsey takes a small hit to his stack. A lucky turn keeps Mahan in the game. World Series of Poker is presented by Gentleman Jack, the Order of Gentlemen. And in part by the World Series of Poker Circuit Tour. Looking for live tournament action in a market near you? Check out the new schedule at WSOP.com. A look at Red Rock Canyon, about 17 miles from the Vegas Strip, and nary an ATM in sight. The feature table is breaking, so Bill Cole, Mark Newhouse, and others will disperse and make their way to the outer tables.
Look, Bill Cole's got a backpack. He is a 20-something wannabe.
Scott Mahan staying busy. He 3-bet all in with pocket eights. He was called by Matt Waxman with sevens, who's not happy about the situation.
Waxman's not happy to be crushed by a guy who cuts the aortic heart valves out of pigs for human transplants.
The flop king queen 6. Mahan's still good for another double up.
Just bad luck for Waxman. Picks up a pair on the button, and the small blind has a bigger pair.
Turn card now is a jack. No help to Waxman. Waxman counting how much he's going to have left.
Only a 7 knocks out the 47-year-old amateur.
It's another king, and so Mahan will double up.
2 straight double ups for Mahan.
1.7 million for Mahan that time. Vicky Morgan, Mahan's fiancée, there in the middle. That will extend his rail stay and Mahan's stay on the player tracker. Scott had only 425,000 chips 2 hands ago, but a couple of double ups can do wonders for your hopes.
I wonder if they could adapt that to be an ex-wife tracker so I could follow my money.
Not sure they have a tracker big enough. We have seen Scott in our first timers pieces. He's a construction supervisor from Elk Point, South Dakota, small town of about 1,900.
And I think there are about 19 people in Elk Point right now because the rest of them are here with Scott. He calls this main event the dream of a lifetime.
He's sitting this one out as Matt Waxman called another all-in with ace-king off. He needs help to knock out Jorrit van Hof with pocket 10s. Big pot.
Waxman getting short if he loses this race.
Pocket 10 still good for Van Hof after that flop.
Clean flop for the 31-year-old Dutch pro. Waxman, not in the best of moods, about to double up someone again.
Turn card, 6 of spades. No help to Waxman, who could lose nearly all his chips here.
Now, pot of 4.5 million. Waxman needs an ace or a king to knock out Van Hof.
The river card, the 5 of diamonds. Van Hof doubles, leaving Waxman as the short stack here.
Down to 10 big blinds.
Waxman feeling the deep pain the main event can inflict, while Van Hof doubles to over 4.5 million. 31-year-old Dutch pro living in London now with a nice pot.
One time.
At another table, Bill Cole using another one time. His pocket 9s are all in against the aces of Robert Park.
You can't use a one time twice. That's a rookie mistake.
Park trying to stop the dream team train.
Nina Ross rode a pudding house. Nina Ross rode a pudding house.
I have no idea what he's saying, and I don't think I want to hear it again.
It's fun, though. Don't worry about it. Park trying to score the knockout.
How can you not root for this man living the dream?
Here is the flop. Jack 10-6. Not much for Cole to shout about.
Cole, the oldest player left in the main event.
His rail figuring out what he's going to need. And that is not it. Cole down to his last chance.
Bill Cole's got to have a 9.
The river card, another trade. Park scores aces up, eliminating Bill Cole from the main event.
That was a terrific 6-day ride for the 70-year-old.
Nice answer. I woke up with your range.
Park scores a knockout. Bill Cole left his mark on this main event, out in 58th for over 124 grand.
I love to see the old guys go deep. I hate to see them go.
Time now for the DraftKings.com King of the Night. It goes to Bill Cole.
Yeah, baby. Give me sugars, darling.
Kara Scott is with King Cole right now.
Bill Cole is out of this main event. This was your 9th try in the main event, and you came in through a satellite. You looked like you had a great time. So talk to us about this experience.
The main thing that's a surprise to me, and I think really a good thing about poker, is the friendliness of most all of the tables. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised because that's the way I like to play poker, and I'm really impressed with the young players and their manners and their respect.
What a great experience to share with all these people. Thank you so much for talking to us, and congratulations.
Thank you. Have a great day.
And you.
Tonight proved that not all main event dreams are the same.
Living the dream, baby. Living the dream.
It was a thrill of a lifetime. I experienced the dream.
While Maria Ho's main event dream was interrupted, first-timer Scott Mayans rolls on.
My time is done.
57 players are left on this critical day 6 for Norman Chad and